Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series, where we cater to you mind, body, and soul, with host Victor Francis and his special guests tackling diet, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. This podcast is brought to you in part by British Grove VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness. This episode of the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series is especially sponsored by the House of Angostura, celebrating 200 years. We say thank you.
Hi, good night. Once again, it's another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine podcast. And this is your boy, Vic here as usual. And tonight, we have another excited guest again in the field of healthy snacking. And let's bring on down Dr. Kwame. Right.
Hello.
all right. So good night. Good, it's good to have you, Dr. Kwame.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Right, nice. It's good to have you. Right, before we get started, allow you to introduce yourself properly before we get chatting.
Great. Well, I am Dr. Shema Kwame. I am the founder of Food First, right? And I also practice general medicine as well as anesthetics and ICU care. Yeah, so that is my field.
Yeah, there's a lot, doctor. There's a lot. And and it was very, nice to stumble upon you to meet you when I met you sometime the other day, and to figure out and find out there's a very interesting lady,
Yeah.
owner of a business that I and people like me would gravitate to, because you're dealing in the health and wellness, which is my baby, and
Yeah.
my niche. So it's good to have you tonight again. And let us know, or let the viewers know, first of all, what is the business that you actually into?
Yeah. So Food First is a business that is founded based on the fact that there were so many gaps in the healthy snacking industry. So Food First is geared towards providing a quick, healthy range of fruit-based snacks that not only are all natural but taste delicious. So you can have access to healthy fruit-based snacks on the go, anywhere, anytime. Yeah, geared
Nice.
towards the health-conscious consumer.
Yes, and I was actually in a meeting 2 days ago. I some
Mhm.
people do a collaboration, and that was the conversation actually came up, whereby someone was asking me, Vic, you're pushing this health and wellness, but I like snacking. So
Yes,
what can we? I said, well, not the snacking I see you all have in that drawer, and I
correct.
actually mentioned your name as I have someone who is the owner of a business, and is fruitful and is healthy snacking. So
Yeah,
because people just feel is that because of what is in our face is not the healthy snack up front, because the healthy snack is drunk by unhealthy snacks in the
correct.
supermarket, or throughout the country. So people like yourself, before the night is done, we let people know where they can get you, where they can find you. So
So,
people looking to change their lifestyle can snack healthy whilst watching their favorite movies at home, or while studying, or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
exactly. Correct.
So
And that
so
is
what?
so true.
Yes. Go ahead.
That
Sorry.
is
Go
so
ahead.
true. Yeah, because I was just really alluding to the fact that you mentioned, this wide variety of snacking options, but really and truly, if you dive down into trying to snack healthy, your options kind of dwindle. So you're really left with very minimal choices in that area. Yes.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that every time we talk about healthy food or healthy snacking, people who's not into the health and wellness, the first thing they say, you know, healthy snacking is super expensive. It's hard to find, and all of that kind of thing. And I also reply by telling them, the doctor bill is expensive too. You know,
True.
and that is a fact. And every time a guest come on this platform, one of the things I always ask them, what is your why? What is the driving force that make you start that particular business?
True. Well, that is a multi-part question, and the answer is also multi-part because each product in the line has its own story. So, for example, the dried fruit snacks or healthy snack range, which includes all natural dried pineapples, apples, cinnamon apples, we also included Five Fingers recently, which is something that's coming on, is incredible. And we also have dried pawpaw and mangoes. So all of these snacks came on. One day I was actually in the grocery and on my personal health and fitness journey, because you want your body to feel good, and not just feel good, but you want it to look good as well, right? So that is supported. Most of the work is done, and the heavy lifting is done in the kitchen, not the gym, right? So you have to be you have to be doing the heavy lifting in the kitchen first. And I'm in the grocery looking for healthier snacks, and I'm realizing the options were really limited, and that was quite discouraging. Because for somebody with a sweet tooth like me, I don't know if any of your viewers have a sweet tooth. I'm sure somebody could relate. It is a challenge. So I thought, you know what? Why aren't fruits readily available? Not just in their fresh form, but they on the go snacking. Because maybe it might be in the office, a sweet tooth might kick in, or it might be at home, like you said, late night watching a movie, or you just want healthier snacks for your child. Where do you really access that? And I turned to fruits. Fruits has always been a major part of my lifestyle. So I found, why can't you have this access anywhere, anytime? And that's why I found a way not just to preserve a lot of the nutritional value, but also to provide snacks that could be edible on the go, but convenient snacking. So bursting with flavor, yes, but something I could just grab and go as well. So that was one part inspiration, but also I'm also being in the medical field. A lot of my patients would be like, "Doc, we want to snack healthy. I have high blood pressure, I have high blood sugar, or my kidneys don't work well." Any variety of those ailments, or I'm just trying to lose some weight. What do I eat? And if I couldn't find options for myself, how could I find options for my patients? So it really made sense to create something that would translate well in the field of health and wellness, and really be able to provide all of those different solutions without compromising on taste and nutrition. So that was something that I really wanted to do. And our fruit infusers, which is another line where we actually create dried fruit packs to flavor water, juice, cocktail, or you could brew as a tea. The way that came about is because a lot of people, I don't know if you've experienced this, but a lot of people might argue, well, water is boring or it doesn't taste good. They don't like the taste of plain water. So it really came about by infusing that water and getting even a child to enjoy drinking water. So I thought maybe this would translate well, and it did. So people love it now to infuse their water as they go with additional nutrients. But again, it's an all natural product, so also completely edible. So each particular product has a different story as to how it came about. Yes.
So this infused packages, right? This packages.
Yes.
What size it comes in?
Right, so they're usually small packs that will fit in the size of your hand. It will fit in your hand, and usually what will happen is that some of them will contain citrus, apples, pineapples, and what you can do, you just pop it into your water. It may have orange slices in there. Pop it into your water, and as you go, you could keep reusing those fruits. So what I would do is I would have it in my morning water, and by midday, if I'm finished, I just keep refilling with that goodness. And I keep refilling throughout the day, and it's so refreshing, so incredible. It encourages you to drink more water. And I mean, what better way than the natural way,
Yes. And I actually like that because I know someone who actually, we had a conversation the other day, and she said she put, something in her water to kind of encourage her, because a lot of people have been told, yes, you have to drink a lot of water, but I mean, sometimes, water is water, right? And so if you get a flavor, I mean, it really will help, and it will be, you'll be hydrating yourself, and then you'll be getting a taste, different flavor, as you said, that you sell, and that's actually a good. I like that. I really like that. And you mentioned that you can refill the glass.
Yeah, because they concentrated. So you could just refill with your water or your juice or whatever you're drinking at that time, and you just keep reusing those packets, and you could use that throughout the day. So one packet might get you about 3 to 4 uses, and it's really, really a great way to avoid some of the sugary drinks. And people love drinking the calories sometimes, and sometimes it happens so fast you don't realize.
Yeah, well,
So that's one way.
The thing about it is that you actually came up with some creative way, because I have done a lot of events in the past, and I mean, there's certain energy pack from certain foreign companies that was not like that. It's just like energy, like That's what had the boost and thing like that. But this is natural, you know.
All
So,
natural.
right. So so I want people to understand that this is
Yes.
natural. This is nothing to energy to elevate nothing. This is just natural.
No, this is not the
Yes.
high sugar. There's no sugar in there. There's no extra gimmicks. No, just all natural fruits, dried fruits. You can infuse and flavor any beverage of your choice.
And that's good because one of the things that we promote on this platform and all that we do is all natural. As I think when we met and we had a lengthy conversation that was fruitful and okay and interesting. We support organic or all natural
Correct.
entrepreneurs because we know the importance of that, because everything that we have today in the supermarket, mostly 95% is chemical based, right? And
Yes.
really not really good for you. And I'm saying it
Mm.
because it's true. And
True.
it's true. And you mentioned something before whereby, being in the medical field, and you would have seen people with diabetes and hypertension, things like that.
Yeah.
And your life not supposed to end by that, because these things can
True.
be reversed or treatable. And you will still want to snack when you even if you have those conditions, you still want to snack and do something, but doctors will tell you, well, you ain't supposed to eat this, you ain't supposed to eat that,
Yeah.
and you know that. So
Yeah.
so so coming up with that creative way that you found, which is really, I mean, I would say for myself, is very creative and helpful for those people, and even people like us normal people who, I mean, what you don't know is that I have a sweet tooth too. Yeah. So even Mr. Fit itself, and even what I do, I mean, I do eat a lot of things, but I could say this, and I'm ashamed to say I have a sweet tooth. I mean, how often I
Yeah.
eat sweets is really not often, right? So it can affect me in no negative way. But now that I met you and you have all those goodies there, you know, yeah, the 1% of sweet snacking for me now, my 1% are cheating. I don't want to cheat on that, because you have healthy snack there for me. So
You
so
can be
th-
guilt free now.
yes, that's guilt free. But it's really amazing though, because very rare you're a young woman, very rare you find people thinking outside the box, right?
Hmm.
Even though you would have found those snacks by, um, you know, for yourself, meaning that you was in health conscious, as you said, you're
Yes.
gymming, like your body, you like yourself, but it's not just ecstatic. You want to know that whatever you put in your mouth, your body will accept it and it will benefit you down the road, right?
Hmm.
And you didn't keep it for yourself. You decide to, open a business and share it so you can help other people
Sure.
to and give them choices, right?
True.
The problem well, I want to say trade island, but most of us here, um, when I talk to a lot of people, it's always, what's your other option, Vic? You know, that kind of thing.
True.
Yeah, and familiarity. People familiar with all the things that is not good for them because it's all in your face, as you know. Right?
Correct.
So before the interview is done, before this podcast is done, I know your handles and where to find this healthy snack. We're gonna get to that down the
Yes.
road.
I
And
will do that.
all right. So again, you are the owner of this healthy snack, Fruit First, and also you health conscious one, and then you is gym and all of that. Yes.
Yeah, I like actually I am partial to like home exercises, a balance between home exercises and gym, because you have to do the weights, the weightlifting and training, especially for women, is important. You really have to have that going as well. It's critical for bone health, muscle strength, all of these things are important. And I also tell people, you don't have to start off day one quite too far out of what is comfortable for you. If taking a step into your living room just with a online video or online training, like, and just get your body moving. And once you get into the habit, then you can progress as you go along. But it's just to take that first step and get there and start. So I do it for the energy. I do it for how good you feel, how revitalized it makes you feel after a good workout. Like, I love that.
Well, yes,
Yes.
and well, people like us, yes, and you mentioned some there, which is true. And again, I had a conversation yesterday. Is that Fortress Fitness is mind, body, and soul, and we
Hmm.
catering is not just it's not a fitness magazine. It's not for geared toward fit people. is a wellness magazine for people like yourself, people who want options. And we know it, as you mentioned earlier on, it starts, your work starts in the kitchen, not in the gym, not nowhere, it starts in the kitchen. And
True.
also, even further than that, there's one more step, which is you actually have to make up your mind and say, you know what, I had enough of feeling this way. I want to start this journey on health, wellness today, right? Latest I give people, think about it today, start tomorrow, right? Because because there's no one that is more important than yourself.
Correct.
Take care of your body today and give yourself a chance for anything that happened down the road, because we don't know the future, but we know if you do something positive today in our body, we stand a good chance of combating whatever comes down the road. And that's all it is.
Exactly.
It's all it is, giving yourself a chance. And tell people, give yourself a chance today. And that's what we preach. We preach wellness. And when we go into a symposium and things like that, we have whether it's a doctor, nutritionist, or people who we feature, and that is always the motive, to inspire people by 60-year-old, 70-year-old who support us, who exercise, who uh, eat well and looks, like 30, 40 years younger than the age because of the choices that they made 30 years ago. You know,
Yes.
so most people go through life hoping for the best and say, this is what I know, so I just
Yeah.
continue. And then if this is what you know, you'll get the result of what that does to people who just go through life like that when coming to health and nutrition. Because I do believe in generational bad habits. I believe in that. So we have to change if we grow up eating on Sundays, five starch on a plate, as you know, we
Yeah.
we educated now. We know, hey, five starch on one plate is too much. You know,
It's excessive.
it's excessive. We would have grew up, our grannies to give us that and tell the clear the plate, right? But we don't know that's way too much. And you being a
Mm-hmm.
doctor, you know how it is and what that does to your body over a period of time.
True.
So coming up with that fruit first, and I like the name. So tell me what inspired you with that name?
Oh my gosh. Well, my niece, she was 5 going on 6 at the time. And children, especially when they're home from school and they're on vacation, they want a snack every minute. They want a snack. They love snacks. So we had a deal. So every time she would come to me, I'll be like, fruit first. Once you have your fruit and your water, you can have one out of your allotted snacks for the day. Right? Fruit
Yeah.
first. As she ran up to me, you had your fruit, you had your water, fruit first. And literally, I used to tell her fruit first. And she would go grab her fruit, grab her water. She would have that. A little while after, she would have her snack. Right? So we had a deal. So it really, that literally is the way that the name came about. It was like fruit first and everything else after.
And that is
So
that is
that's
a
exactly how it came about.
yes, that's a slang that I think most parents use anyhow, right? Food to
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fruit
snack,
first.
you get a snack, but food food. So that's actually thinking about it now. I heard that so many times before. So that
Yeah. It was
so
like
so
fruit first.
yeah. So
Yeah.
tell us some of the things that since you started this business. A matter of fact, let's go back. How long this business was created?
So actually, Fruitfest was created going up on just about 2 years now. Initially, retail mainly started out based on people I would know, and then went on to more or less online sales, which still continues today. Right. Currently, we're located at Fitz Street Market, Arpita Avenue, also at Modalai Valsane branch. Health is About You, which is a health and fitness store located in Tacarigua, also at Terabeni. So we're in a few shops and currently working at major retailers, groceries over the next few months. So that's currently the mission to get that out there because a lot of people don't know about it, don't even know that it's possible to have so, some of the things that um we actually process. A lot of people are surprised when they see this, like, what, you can do this? It's like, yes. And currently we're trying to actually launch a school initiative which is about educating mainly or more or less only late pre to mainly primary school level children about healthy snacking, what that means, and not just educating them but exposing them to new options. Because you'll be surprised to find how many times I'm in an expo or I'm at just today I was at a fair, and you would be surprised at the amount of parents who will come to me. Well, my son doesn't like fruits at all, or my daughter would not eat pineapple. And when they taste it, because of the flavor and the natural sugar profile of those fruits, you would find that the children gravitate. So they'll be surprised. So I always tell them, just introduce them. You never know what they would like and what they would gravitate to. Yeah, so that's one of the aims.
Yeah, well, that's actually a great initiative. Tackling that in school, because as we know, primary school is, the children love the snack.
Yeah,
Snack and primary school go hand in hand, and it doesn't really be healthy snacks, right? It don't
true,
be healthy snacks. So if you
true.
could get it in primary schools,
Yeah,
that's schools, short Trinidad and Tobago.
yeah,
I think that is a good
correct.
start, because I know for sure that they would have stopped selling soft drinks in school. All right, and that's a good
Yeah,
start. But that's just a start, because there's other things there, like juices and things like that. That is, same as the soft drink, is not healthy, right? And
yeah,
if they have snacks that is healthy, we can tackle things like, obesity at a very young age, and we could educate the children them from the primary school, the difference between snacking and snacking healthy, so we prevent them from reaching in the 20s and 30s, and lifestyle disease, instead of it
yeah,
coming earlier rather than later. So those are the things that we really need to combat, as people who push the initiative of health and wellness, yourself, me, other people like us, because the adults that you would see each and every day in the hospital or in clinic or wherever you work, they would have been doing a lot of wrong eating from primary school probably, and nobody would have been having that conversation like what you and I having now, based on what you want to do, enter the primary school to tackle it from.
yes,
I mean, I think that's the best way to tackle it, the best place I should say, because you can't go
yeah,
home in their house. I know you can't go home in their house. So at the end of the day, you tackle it in schools, right?
yeah,
Hopefully I could probably join it from time to time once you will have us. And
yeah,
also we tackle it in the household, based on the podcast, the magazine that we launch, and also we do community symposium, as I would have mentioned to you.
true.
So we try to. Personally, the goal is to get in the household, and hopefully,
Hmm.
talk to the parents, the grandparents, based on what we do. So when they come on the symposium, we have, again, doctors like yourself and other professionals who they could have that, questions and answers. So they could take something from that day and go home and make a change in their grocery list, where, it could impact on the children and themselves, a little better than it presently doing. And
Exactly.
one thing I just always say to adults is that the best gift you can give your children as you get older is be healthy. As a parent, no child want to see the children, no child want to see their parents suffering in the 40s or the 50s with
Hmm.
whether it's diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, and it affects their way of life. You cannot go and have fun with your kids as you will want to do. You cannot um, do a lot of things, travel with the kids, because of you always have to take a couple injections, you have to take a handful of pills, and that is not a way of life. That's not nice. It's not living.
Hmm.
That's just existing to whatever it is. But all of these things, as you rightfully know, can be prevented with a lifestyle change. You're never too
Yes.
old to start. You're never too young to start. So I applaud you for at least wanting to go to the primary school, because we just want to deal with problems as an adult, when
Yeah,
sometimes it
which
be,
is
yeah,
difficult.
it's difficult, because most adults set in the way, and I heard some of the craziest set of remarks from people. Well, I reach this far, Vic, and I go continue, So yeah, I would some
I've
crazy
had
remark.
many a patient say that to me before. I'm like,
Serious?
yes.
Yeah, and that's just ignorance, and it's easy to say that when they just. I understand sometimes maybe they give up and they feel it's too late, but once you're breathing, it's not too late. God is good; anything is possible, but you have to make that change. You got to start.
Yes.
So I would ask this: apart from the school initiative, right? And I know you mentioned the outlet you are located. Is there any other initiative, like in the near future, you will want to embark on, whether it's um, a nationwide educational drive for not just kids, but like for adults? And the mere fact that you in the medical field, how can we now get your snacks or the initiative to at least to go in the government hospital, in the nursing homes, to have session like what we have in here, and options of your healthy snack. And I also have some other vendors who have other healthy stuff, which is not like fruit like yours, but like drinks and
Yeah.
other stuff. So I think this is the what we're doing here. We need to make it a collaboration of different health professionals, different vendors who could go, whether it's in schools, whether it's in jobs, because corporate as well have a lot of bad habit employees, as you know.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure in your profession, there's a lot of co-workers that don't even look at you when they're talking health and wellness. Yeah.
Well, you see, it happens, and especially when you're in a fast-paced environment, it's easy to just do what is easy. And sometimes you pick up not the best things to eat because you're just on the go. That's just the way things are set up. And I will also admit the extra planning to make sure that you have the right things on hand to eat when you're ready. That extra time may not always be available two persons, but then is the effort to really be made on your part to prepare for that instance, because it's very easy to work a night shift, or even if you have an odd desk job or office job and you just open your drawer and you grab chocolates, you grab cake, before you know it, you've consumed so much sugar. And you are right, it really needs to be something that we call attention to nationwide, because that is where a lot of the problems are. When we are seeing 30 something, 40 something year olds just collapsing, and you're really looking into reasons as to why is the exposure, and that starts in childhood. But yes, it's never too late to start making those changes and make an impact in your health, because you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for your loved ones, you're doing it for your quality of life, because the quality of life dramatically changes when your blood sugar is out of control, your hypertension is out of control, and God forbid you have a stroke where you have to amputate a limb. Like that is that morbidity, that disability that they actually end up having to endure now. It's another challenge. So trying to educate persons onto the best ways, because I know patients in their 60s, 70s, hypertensive. And when I tell them things about hypertension, they're like, really? There's like, you could feel good and your blood pressure could be sky high. I'm like, yes, you could feel completely normal. That's why you have to keep checking, keep monitoring. So you have people that just don't know, and it's our job to educate, and really spread as much information as we can, and giving people access, because telling someone to eat healthier, eat better, make better choices, exercise more, without the guidance, without the roadmap, without the access to those resources is really futile. It really doesn't make much sense. So really, not just the education, but what we're providing is really a solution with the that advice that we're given. So you're right. I agree completely.
Yes. And you
Yes.
mentioned two things I want to touch base on, which is the hypertension and things like that. Those things can be managed with change of diet, as you know. And again, some people lack of education based on diet and what to eat. You know, some people believe when they're diagnosed with high blood pressure, there's it's not reversible based on. I'm not saying it is a death sentence, but it becomes a death sentence guarantee if you don't change
True.
something, right?
True.
And
Things
I
have to change.
things have to
Yes.
change. And I always tell patients, well, people who suffer for those things, this you go by a doctor for high blood pressure or sugar or diabetes or whatever they call it. They will give you medication, but they'll also tell you, always tell you based on what I know, change your diet and do some exercising. There's walk.
Exercise. Yes.
So the doctor will say the right thing. It's just that, as you know,
Yeah.
adults is, it's like they don't listen until it becomes, you know, it presents itself in a strong way, and then
Yeah.
we say, oh,
Seriously. Yeah.
yes, and we say we should have, we could have, and sometimes it's kind of almost too late. And you mentioned about the hustle and bustle about the day-to-day life, and you
Yeah.
correct, because when I talk to people, I mean, I work corporate as well, and I know how it is, right? Whether it's government or the day-to-day hustle is a lot, right?
Yeah.
People always say, I don't have time, because you get up in the morning, you prepare for, children, and it's hustle and the bustle, come back in the evening and okay, and that's so
All over again.
all over again for 6 days and 5 days. And that is the repetition of bad habit that is lead to the hypertension and the diabetes. And then the stranger, when we're not feeling well, we just make that time to go to the doctor.
True.
And when the doctor say, you know what, hey, take some days off, the same hustle and bustle, we just take it off, because we realize now, it's either you take the days off and slow down, or else the doctor will say, or else, right? You as a doctor, you know how it is go. So, I was at myself and my editor was at a meeting to do a collab with a particular organization. And we had the same conversation whereby I lay out the first day of the week routine for 95% of us in Trinidad or in the world, which is after you eat that heavy 5-star Sunday lunch with any race, right? You go and lie down, you sleep, whatever, and drink your juice, whatever. Monday morning, we get up, we have breakfast, which is not healthy, as you know, which is
Yeah. Traditional
bacon,
breakfast.
and
Yeah.
I'm saying it, bacon, bread, and all that kind of thing, and it's not healthy. And then with a glass of juice or a cup full of sugar in tea or whatever, and then you sit down in your car, you go to work, sit down behind your desk, and when it's lunchtime, you eat carbs again, and you want something to drink because I mean it's lunchtime. So juice also a
Yes.
drink,
Juice
and
also
then
drink.
you sit down and you stay sitting. And when you finish in the evening, you jump in your car. When you travel or driving, you same sitting. And then you tell yourself when you reach home, oh, my day was tough. You hustle and you bustle and are hungry. And you eat something again, which is not healthy. And it's almost, now the 10 times it's carbs because it's bread
Yeah.
and or food or something. And you go and you drink juice or something in the night and you go and sleep. Not go and walk, you go and sleep. So with all that sugar and all that carbs, all that starch, you're doing that 6 and 7 days, 5 and 6 days a week. Some people 7. And
Yeah.
what would you expect down the road? Not good. And the thing about it is, I saying it there because it's easy to say you don't have time. Everybody who died with a lifestyle disease, you know, they thought they had time. None of
Yeah.
us have time. But we can't say that and not give ourselves a chance of taking a chance on ourselves. We just take a chance on everything else. Some people treat their dog better than them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dog are feeling well, they cried. The vet will come and vet it, give it Purina, give it whatever. I've seen
Yeah.
that. Treat their pet better than themselves, right? We just put our life in the hands of a bus driver, a pilot, right? But we doesn't give ourselves, take a chance on ourselves, right? We
True.
take a chance on everybody else who didn't know us, but we don't take a chance on ourselves. And that's why it's breaking down, right? Just love
Right.
yourself. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? I want to be the best person that I can be. And 50 minutes a day, I'm going to do something for me, which is if I just drink uh, one soft drink a day, I would have drink half. And you said something
Mm.
there, and it's true. You can't just cut off things like that. You have to start gradually.
No.
Yeah, you just sweeten your tea with a tablespoon of sugar. Try half for this time. you know,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody get accustomed. So we don't preach, hey, cut off, because I know it's difficult for people now starting to do this thing, right? Because for 20, 30 years, your taste bud will get accustomed to, a certain thing. You just can't cut it off like that, and your mind will just play tricks on you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, my we who have a tad more little discipline based on not eating this, not eating that. We just
Yeah.
have challenges. I have my challenges the same like everybody else, but because of I know, you know what, I don't let my mind control me, because I know if you
Yeah.
follow your if you let your mind control you, you'll end up with problems. So I don't I don't really, I listen to people when they say they don't have time, or I say, but I say yes, you can make time, because we just make time for the things that we want to make time for,
Important.
right? We just make time for things that is not important to the self, but it's important to other people. It's important to
Mm-hmm.
a group that is a shift in your mindset that you have to do. And one of the things that when we did our survey, myself and the team realized that, you know what, just so you're going to catch them in school, we want to catch the adults in corporate, in companies, because
Yeah, that's important.
yes, we have corporate package that we offer to companies, and some of them reviewing it and hoping that they could say, let's try these people, because we could provide like our online workout, what you can do at the office,
Mm-hmm.
for 50 minutes. You take 15 minutes of the hour lunch, and you could click a link online that we will send to the company, and we could have a nutritionist, you know, telling you all the good stuff and how to prepare meals and what to eat and what not to eat. A certified nutritionist, and we have certified trainers who can show you what you can do at the office with a chair on your table, just 15 minutes, because as you rightfully said,
Yes.
just to keep moving. And you will
Let's move.
feel good about yourself to know that, you know what, within the 7 to 3 or the 8 to 4 job, you're getting some movement at least for half an hour. you know. So for those who
Yes.
say they don't have time and they believe to themselves they don't have time, which I don't believe, but they believe that. We say, you know what? Okay, we are going to come to the company, we're going to come to your job, provided the boss say, okay, right? And instead, we can come
Yeah.
physically. We can send the link to the organization. So
That you can
12
have.
o'clock, you can have and tune in and get even the same message that you're saying. You can have that, so that at least instead of go on social media and just idle watch, they can go on at least an hour and listen to something helpful that could benefit them down the road and benefit their family. And as you rightly said, a better way of life, a better way of living as we get
Correct.
old. You know, so I know that you push this business, Fruit First, and what I would like to see is, a big banner on the highway with Fruit First, because let me be real. Yeah? I talked about this, I think, two podcasts ago. When you're driving up the East West Corridor or Central, you see a lot of posters, big billboards. You know that, and
Yeah.
I don't see much. If I see one, I can't remember seeing any East West Corridor about health and wellness or anything healthy. What I'm seeing there is things that is not healthy, but again, they have the budget for that, as you know. You know,
Correct.
I mean, what you see over and over and over, eventually you'll want to try. Yeah, and that's why those companies is so successful financially. Because of they have the budget to promote the unhealthy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna get some big, 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 big donors for
Of
you.
course.
Yeah, we're
Of
gonna
course.
2025. We're going in a campaign, Fortress and Fruit First, and we're
Of course.
going to take this wellness in Trinidad and Tobago by storm.
Yeah,
Yes,
to another level.
we're gonna carry.
And what you rightfully said there, I just love that idea about having that in-office training. That's just so incredible because people underestimate that because you're so rightfully touched on the fact that the way that natural is a cultural way that we eat, that you learn in childhood, and you get so used to that, so it becomes like clockwork when you're in adulthood and trying to change that at that stage when not just that, but sugar itself, that drug. and the way that it has you craving. And if I didn't have a sugar craving in my life personally, I would have, been under the impression that people were lying about that. But it's so real and it's so true. It's an actual craving, it's an actual drug. So when you actually train your mind, your taste buds, your body to receive that in a certain way and in certain quantities, you really have to gradually change that. But that, you know, bringing the solution to the people, is so important. So that in-house, to me, if you're not signing up for a 15-minute exercise on your lunch break, I think the next step is counseling, because that to me is like, you can't get easier than that. You didn't have to take time off, you didn't have to drive through traffic, you didn't have to, go drop the kids off. Then, see, and this will probably encourage employees to really give people the time to access these things.
And
Because you can't work on an unhealthy workforce calling in sick every other month because they have a health issue that can be managed with what I would recommend, which is diet and exercise of some form.
yes,
So to me, if you want a healthy workforce, you would encourage your staff, hey, eat healthy, get exercise, and get out there, because they don't want you going in sick, right? Every 2 minutes. And trust me, it is not just a social burden, but a personal burden as well. But that's just part of the social aspect. Because, what happens if our current generation in the next 30 years, they are unhealthy, they can't work, they're sick at younger ages? What is going to happen, like economy wise, personally wise? Like, how is that? If you can't work, you can't support yourself, you're not able to support your family. That's another social impact of the, neglected health and wellness. So it's not just about your body, but it has to do with everything that's around you, everything that's happening, your children's lives, your impact. How are you involved in that aspect? So I just think that's a phenomenal idea. And if you ever, in any way that I'm working, I definitely will be logged in, because that's just incredible. I love that.
thank you
That's
so
true.
much. Thank you
And
so
we
much.
need that.
And my
Yeah.
team working on that, and we're just hoping that
Yeah.
the corporate see things like this, because we sent a couple corporate the proposal already, and we hope that they jump on it, because as you rightly said, a
Yes.
healthy employees give you more, right?
Yeah.
And also, some countries they actually have, they give the employees, I think, an hour off to, and they have their own gym to do something, you know, to just, it's a lot. Jobs are very stressful. You know that, right? Jobs are very. It doesn't matter what job it's stressful mentally, and one of the best way to ease some of the stress is always exercise. Whether it's cycling, running, walking, jogging, swimming, whatever it is, it helps your mind. I think that is medically proven. Yes, and again, you would have mentioned that you provide the means anyways, because it's easy to tell somebody to snack healthy, but not giving them this healthy snack, or not
Exactly.
making it available. So when we started this initiative almost a year now, that is why is your magazine is a holistic approach to wellness. So we have the information coming out of the podcast, the magazine, and all of that. But we also have on the magazine people like yourself who have the healthy options. So
Yeah.
when people, download the magazine or open it or whatever, you can see where to find you, where to find persons with the healthy drink, where to find the people who do the healthy bread, where to find the people who have the healthy, um, what is called it, wrap, right, made out of split peas or lentil peas. So you have the option, So when people say, well, Vicky, you eating, I say, I had breakfast this morning, I had eggs on bread. It's like, but you need flour? Exactly. My bread is not flour. Yes, I have the means and ways and the people to provide that healthy option for me. So when the day started, I know I start my day on the right foot because I had a healthy breakfast. Not thinking is healthy, not corporate saying is healthy. I know it's healthy because what corporate is, they have cereal in the morning, certain companies, they have cereal in the morning, which is a bag full of sugar and flour,
Yeah.
and say yes, you had a healthy
Mm-hmm.
breakfast. That's not healthy,
Yeah.
right? And to just So we provide that. We provide the trainers as well. We have trainers. We have you know, doctor like you and other medical
Mm.
practitioner. And so again, you go through the magazine, whichever episode, whichever issue, and you get it all of those people throughout Trinidad. So for instance, someone will call and say, they want to start, how can they start? They will talk to someone, guide them nutrition side of it. And if they want training, whether it's home or Savannah, whether it's gym, because I don't promote gyms, I just promote any form of exercise. What is easy,
Exercise, correct.
right? I am a gymmer, that's by choice, but being
True.
fit and being healthy is two different categories because
Mm-hmm.
people who are fit and they're not healthy. And there's this
Yes.
misconception in Trinidad, I believe, where they feel that people going to the gym, they're naturally healthy, and that is not so, you know,
Yeah.
because there's people who go into the gym or even running, and because they feel they're doing that, they can eat all the crap in the world, and it doesn't work like that, So we
Yeah.
have the means and the ways, right? That's why it's so important to meet people like yourself, because you're part of our community now, you know.
Yeah.
So when people ask for healthy snacks in this area, I say, hey, contact this person or where to
Yeah.
find, right? And we are going to have in the future. I think we going to have, whereby someone could go different outlet, your own store where someone could go and get not just a
Yes.
healthy snack like fruit, something like that, but other initiatives
Lovely.
that you probably will come up with at that point in time. So when they go in
Mm.
this particular store, you can say, what, close your eye and pick anything, and for
You'll be
sure
good.
you will be good. And to
You'll be
to to touch base on, you mention the employer, and I know for a fact because we had a conversation 2 days ago, and even where I work, I know employers complaining now because the claims are very high,
good. Yeah.
and insurance balling because a lot of people, sick. So what is happening is that the insurance company don't have a choice to raise the premium in order to cover the volume of
The
um,
volume of people that
the volume of people. But when they raise the premium, it doesn't mean, and the cost of living going up, your salary doesn't match the rise in the premium or the cost of living. So that is why there's so much unhealthy people, because as I mentioned what day it was, if you go wrong in Trinidad, and you and I go wrong in Trinidad and do a survey, we go to each and every household that middle class and under, and we say, here what, we're giving you $500, right? But and you have the option to buy groceries or whatever for your family. But or you have the option to take $200 to go and take a medical check. Most of them wouldn't go and do the medical check. They will take the 500 to feed their family, or they will buy a quantity of groceries that they could sustain their family. So
yeah.
it's really a social thing, and you're correct, right? That some people don't have, they're in a position where really they cannot really afford to go 100% healthy, because based on the salary and based on the prices of food stuff, that remind the family. And people, a good parent will put the children first and the self after,
Yeah.
you know. So we have to find ways to partner with people like you and me and others,
Yeah.
partner with the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Social Development, the Ministry of all those ministry that supposed to provide assistance in different ways, because we have too much of sick people in this country. And when I did
Yeah.
someone for the Diabetes Association came for symposium, and the percentage of people with diabetes in Trinidad is over 60%. That's a lot, right? There's a lot,
Yeah.
and you would know that as in your field. So
Yeah.
this is really a battle between health and being sick, or health and being unhealthy, because we are here to save lives. We want to
Mm.
capture people before they reach in the hospital. We want to fix them before they reach the hospital, get them a choice to prevent the numbers that comes in the hospital for you all to deal with.
Mm.
If it's 5,000 a year, we want to cut it down to at least 2,000, and keep cutting it down,
Yeah.
whereby if people just go in the hospital, they're just going for checkup and not staying. And the only way
Mm.
that can happen, people like yourself and people like me have to really go on a serious mission. I know you're on your mission, I on my mission, but we need to come together and have others like us, a future much, where we can really say, you know what, not just promote for Carnival, you know, to get seen, but after that month of festivity,
Mhm.
you know, I said this, is that sickness don't pause for Carnival. You know, like, you know what, I had diabetes from March to December, and then January, February, all right, diabetes, high pressure, take a rest. After the Carnival, you can come back. You have to take your pill.
Yeah.
It don't change. It
Yeah.
don't
Of
stop,
course.
you know. So we just operate,
Yeah.
we as societies operate like sickness care about Carnival, it don't care for Christmas. It don't care. It really not interested. You know, whether it's brown, black, blue, yellow, these disease,
Yeah.
these lifestyle disease coming if you don't make a change and alter your way of living and your way of thinking, right? And again, we just have to
Mhm.
sing the song in the air because repetition, as for adult, you know, that was embedded with that with lifestyle, bad eating, is repetition could change it. You know, we have to be
Yes.
in the air. We have to tell them, show them, help them. You know, we have to be there in the face. You know, that's the only how
Mhm.
we can save some. You know, so
Exactly.
again, as I said, you know, you just, you know, do what you're doing. You know, and I'm excited for the you know, the next couple of months coming because I know you and I, you know, Fortress and Fruitfuls have a lot to do. You know,
Yes.
we will be,
Yes.
we have a lot to do. I know we spoke. I know you're going to be, well, people tune in to our last issue of magazine for the year. Last quarter is coming out October the 25th. And this lovely lady here going to be featured with her business on, yeah. So I know that. I talking it into
Yes.
being. We had a conversation already. You,
Yes.
you'll see
Correct.
all of some of our amazing products, you know. So, and also, you know, we'll be tagging each other. We'll be tagging each other on social. We'll be doing some events. You know, I hope we do some events before the year's ended. I, you know, hoping to have you on our symposium on the 31st of this month.
Yeah,
I,
sure.
right, and let us do this because, you know, if it's not us, who? And if it's not no, when?
Correct. I completely agree.
You
I
know,
agree. Because there's so much work still to be done. And then when you think you're doing enough and there's enough education out there, there simply isn't because of how fast things are changing and the volume of people you have to reach. So it just makes sense to be that and I really, you know, have a real connection to your mission and your drive and what you're looking to accomplish, the impact you're trying to make, which is the most important thing because that is something that will stand the test of time, and once we could create cultural shifts in the way people eat, the way they think about health and wellness, the way they see food, the way they see and approach their bodies and their minds, that to me, a cultural shift like that in the next year, seeing children choosing healthier snacks on their own. Not to say that anything has to be cut out. Like I don't believe in cutting out any of those things completely. Like I'm not a believer in that. I believe in balance. I believe in, striking that, synergy between what you're trying to accomplish, what's currently happening. So to me, it just makes sense to make more of the better choices. And then that will allow you the leg room to enjoy what you like, because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy what you like, but it also cannot be, not thinking about the entire picture because for somebody who is sedentary, sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, as you said, um, having the amount of calories or carbs or sugars is very different from somebody who is an athlete or who's training or who's running. Just the way that your body handles it. And to me, our mission in terms of spreading this information, providing active solutions that are tangible and sustainable in the long run is pretty important. Yeah.
yes, and I agree 1,000% with you
Yeah.
because you know, we have building blocks of habits. We have good habits to the right, bad habits to the left. It must
Yeah.
never be equal. It must never be to every good habit, to every two good habits is two bad habits. It can't be
Hmm.
equal. It have to be To every 3 good habit, 1 bad habit. To every 5 good habit, we have to, the scale of good habits must always be higher than
Correct.
the bad habits, because as you rightly said, it's a balance. And I also don't believe in cutting off nothing. I believe in, portion
Yeah.
size. I believe,
Portion control,
yeah, portion size.
management, managing what you're having.
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
in that. So you can't. I tell people. I mean, from time to time, I treat myself, and a sweet snack here, a sweet snack there, or something that I normally do eat. That don't get you unhealthy. That don't get you sick. If twice for a month you treat yourself, that don't get you like that. And the same way people, as I normally say, the same way we put aside uh, money each month for our future or our children future. The same way we take out an annuity or a critical illness plan and put aside money every month for down the road, because we say it upfront, hey, I gave this money because I know I'm going to get sick down the road. Then take some of that money and say, you know what? Let me just, the same fruit snack that I claim is expensive, the same
Yeah.
healthy stuff that I claim is expensive. But you know what? They're still paying a premium of $8,000 a month for 30 years for critical illness that they can avoid from now. So it's strange
Yeah.
how we think. Eh? We think that if we put aside something for tomorrow, sickness down the road. This is not pension or for our kids. Uh,
Yeah.
There's a lot of critical illness plans out there now, because the insurance company
Mhm.
realize, you know what, let's cash in on it, because most of them will live anyhow to collect that at 60. So, and it's true. So
Yeah, it is
it's
unfortunate.
it's unfortunate, but it's true. So the first thing is coming people mouth. When I did my first TV6 interview, that's what came out Marlon mouth, is that there's this misconception that eating healthy is super expensive, right? And but a doctor bill is more expensive, and you know
Yeah,
that.
not only that, people that say that are usually comparing, you know, fruits to something else because, for example, any like a healthier bread, as you had alluded to earlier, that will never be $2 or $3. It just will never be. You're using higher quality ingredients. You're using higher quality produce, like healthy snacking.
Yes,
Could never be compared to a pack of all natural apple snacks. Could never be compared in cost to a pack of Punkles,
yes.
because that is an artificial ingredient. It's not even real. So they just put
Uh,
something together. They could afford to sell it for $1. So
there's a
people need
bag
to
of
understand that.
there's a pack of illusion in that pack that they call it just now.
Yes.
It's a pack of illusions
Yeah.
that they're paying for, you know.
Yeah. So
So
it's easy for people to compare like that, with all realizing, okay, but are you willing to invest in something that you have to live with for the rest of your life, which is your body?
exactly,
Like
exactly. And
you
I
have to
think
live with it.
that way that you put it there, I think that's how we have to keep continuing. And I just do it, and I know you do it as well. That's how we have to spread the message and let people understand that, hey, okay, it might be $1 or two more, but you get them. There's a difference between quantity and quality. We
Yeah.
disclaim we want quality appliances, and we just pay for that. We just say we want a fancy car that it's promoted that is it doing this and is a better version than this version, a better phone. A phone come out every year, different phones come out. The same phone come out.
Yes.
We want a better version, upgraded version, and we buy it.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't take the time to add extra dollar a month to go to something healthy. Even though a snack that is like small as yours, to say, you know what, let me invest at least in, when I pull my drawer in my desk, instead of seeing everything there that is really not there where health is concerned, at least let me pull my
Yeah.
drawer and get two healthy snacks, fruit snacks, and something like that. Because you know for sure when the day is ended, you could say to yourself, I snack healthy today. Even if you didn't eat healthy based on food, but I snack healthy today.
Something,
And that,
some small change,
yes, and that is
even
what,
if it's
yes. And so that is what we really, we Fortress is all about, and the love that we have gotten, is tremendous from people who see the vision and jumping on board, because all of us somewhere down the road have a granny or somebody suffering from one of these lifestyle diseases. And if we make a change now, we will end up the same way where our grannies at, because they didn't make the choice back then, because education and information weren't as open like now. So we have no excuse not to at least give ourselves a chance. So again, I know I take up most of the time. The hour is up, and I know you're going to come back again soon. So before we go, I just want you to let the people know where on social media your handles and your number and things like that, so they can get you.
Sure. So you can access any of the products, and we're releasing new products usually, and that could be on Instagram, Facebook at Fruit First. So it's at FRUIT number 1ST, right, on either Instagram or Facebook, or you can WhatsApp or call or contact number at 736 2582 2582. So if you reach out there, we have pickup options throughout the country, nationwide delivery. Tobago can get their products. So anywhere you are, even if you're in the US, Canada, and you're tuned in, and we can get products to you as well, right? So just to access us, 736 2582 or at Fruit First on any of the social media outlets, and we will be happy to assist. We'll be happy to send information. If you need a consultation before you purchase to see what is right for you, what you might like based on your current taste, you can access that as well. So just reach out and the information will be yours. I will be happy to send that to you.
Nice. So, well, I didn't know you delivered all over the world. It sounded like you that's nice. That's nice.
As well.
That's nice. And actually, I will contact you because I think the packages that you sell in there with the water, I think is ideal for the gyms. I think even your snack I mentioned to you. So I think we need to have a phone call, because I would work with you to help promote that in gyms, because I know that's gymmers will like that, because most of the time they're selling stuff, and they will just want to drink water. And if you add a flavor, including myself, I'm guilty as well. I just drink it as much as I should. But if I have that added flavor, it's always an incentive.
Nice. Different taste.
Yeah, it's always an incentive.
Not to mention the added nutrition, but it's really good to have variety.
Yes, and it's good. So again, we have to make up our mind to hit the nation by storm. And again, you it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you. And it was a pleasure meeting you, and you're taking time off your busy schedule. And so continue to fly that flag. I can't wait for the collaboration. I'm excited for the collaboration,
Looking forward.
Yes, we're gonna have some fun, right? So have a good night. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. The pleasure is mine. It was such an honor chatting with you, and looking forward as well.
I had fun. So have a blessed night and a wonderful Sunday, and we will chat again.
Thank you. Sure thing. All right.
Special thanks to our partners Virtuscope VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness. And don't forget to get issue 2 of the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine available now.